I mean, I guess I could just start recording again. Um, I've tried to film this like 6 times and it's not been working. And I've been freaking sick, so I mean, what all do we want to talk about? We've got the Charlie Kirk thing that just happened. Um, we've got that whole thing as a situation. Um, that really sucks, to be honest. His kids are gonna grow up without a father, and his wife is gonna be a widow now. That's awful. That's horrible. I condemn that fully, even though I didn't agree with Charlie Kirk politically. This is the thing about being an Orthodox Christian, is that we don't wish death upon anyone for any reason ever. It doesn't matter what their political views are, or how much they disagree with us, or how much they even wish death upon us. Um, we don't want people to die. Um, and especially with something so blatantly evil, even liberals, even a lot of liberals are saying, no, this is clearly evil. But then I even see a lot of liberals who say, they're making fun of it, and they're making it lighthearted and stuff, and that's absolutely disgusting, because it's like, that's you. That's not just I just saw this. I was watching Sam Hyde earlier, and an amazing point he was making about Austin Metcalf and Urian Zarutska, um, a bunch of other white victims that have happened recently in the past year. All the victims of the trans school shooting, that clearly demonically possessed person going to a Catholic school and shooting it up. um, these people all represent you, and they think it's funny that you're being killed. And even if they don't take a stance of, oh, they think it's funny, they still at least take a stance of, well, I didn't agree with him, and I don't wish death upon anyone, but am I sad that he's dead? No, not necessarily. Dean Withers freaking cried when he saw that Charlie Kirk was dead, and he's a huge lib as well. He's about my age, I believe, and he's a huge lib. Um, and he cried about it, and that's the proper response, I think. I think if you have empathy as a person, then that's a normal, healthy response to seeing somebody that you personally knew at some point dead. For any reason, anyone. I shed tears over Charlie Kirk just a few nights ago. I didn't immediately, the reality hadn't even set in until I was watching Nick Fuentes' stream later that night. I just started crying. Like, I just could not hold it in. And I admit that fully, because that is something to cry over. That is something horrible that has happened. His daughter ran up to him while when he got shot, because she was scared of the noise. And people are making fun of it. It's absolutely disgusting. Um, where the heck do we go from here, man? This is an utter nightmare. This is disgusting. Like, we have so much against us right now. We have so many adversaries surrounding us that it feels like it's not even possible for us to come back from it. Now let's be honest for a moment. Let's just be perfectly honest. If it did come to a civil war, which I really hope it doesn't, I disavow any sort of violence, any calls to action. If you see any calls to action, disregard them, ignore them. They are Fed posting. They're probably Feds themselves who are calling you to arms. Do not take the bait. Don't do it. Um, but I hope it doesn't come to that, because it's like, let's be honest, the right wing would crush the left wing. We are more capable of controlled violence, especially under strength, because the left is weak. Ultimately, the left is, they can emulate strength, because they're very emotional, and they run off of emotions instead of truth. So they're very capable of having these outbursts of anger that make them appear strong. um, that's why the black community is able to do so many violent things against us. But if we did fight back, it would be a very short battle. Which, again, I'm not saying do. right? That's not a call to action. I'm not saying go do that. In fact, I'm saying stay home, defend yourself if something comes to your door. And in fact, what I recommend is that you try to become as physically, mentally, spiritually sharp as possible during times like these. Invest back into yourself, invest into your church, invest into your faith, invest into becoming truly celibate. If you struggle with pornography, stop. Just I recommend you read the easy peasy method. You look up that PDF, you read the whole thing. It's not that long. You can quit pornography pretty much immediately. Become Orthodox, go to a priest, confess your sins, take the Eucharist. These are salvific things as well. Pray to the Mother of God. These are very salvific things that I'm talking about. And people want to disregard them as no, but that doesn't have anything to do with this right now. And it's like, well, no, it has everything to do with it actually. And none of this is in a vacuum. You understand? Um, you know, if you're continuously watching pornography, you're not going to be as sharp as I am. Okay, somebody who has gone through and quit pornography addiction. Okay, you're just not. Like I'm saying that confidently because it's like I can see the both sides of it. I can see what it feels like to be addicted to something that makes you weaker, and I can also see what it feels like to finally be free of that. And the energy difference is completely, it's so stark, it's like scary to even see. And it's scary that they've psyoped you into believing that it's just a normal thing, but I think people are waking up to that now. Same how with people are waking up to the atheism thing being a total cope. It's like the Reddit tier. Hold on, let me see if I can find this real quick. Hold on. Where is it? It's Reddit tier atheist. That's the freaking. That's the. That's Hold on. Fedora. This dude. This guy right here. Yes. Yes. The entire atheist movement got destroyed because of a single image of a fat guy in a fedora. That's so true, man. It's like the same thing with the Coomer phenomenon. The freaking Coomer meme is like, um, you know, they just make fun of this guy who's like a total, his brain is just screwed up from watching so much porn. He projects his fantasies onto other people, and he's just a very weak person. And nobody wants to be a weak person. But even a well-meaning individual who's not necessarily weak can be a victim of what happened to Charlie Kirk is the unfortunate reality of it. That's why you have to start with God. You have to start with getting right with God. You have to start questioning church history and whether or not you're in the right denomination. Okay, I don't think that the church is limited to any one denomination. I think God has some people where they are for specific reasons, but and it's like everybody, he's not going to send somebody to hell over ignorance, I think. I don't think he's going to send somebody over you know, you served me as faithfully as you could your whole life, but I'm not going to let you into heaven because you were in the wrong denomination, you know? Even though there was no possible way you could have known about other denominations yet. So that kind of situation, I'm not saying it's like it's a question of salvation necessarily, but I do think that the Orthodox Church is the right church. I do think that it is the one holy Catholic apostolic church that Christ left for his disciples, and I think if if you care about the truth, if you care about these things, then I think you need to do some research into church history and you need to make yourself aware of these things so you can make a decision for yourself, if that makes sense. And again, I'm not pressuring anybody. I myself didn't find that to be the main reason I even wanted to convert to Orthodoxy. I found just experiencing it I found experiencing it was the actual thing that led me to it. So I went to a divine liturgy with my brother about Man, that's gonna be 2 years ago in October. Very soon. Wow. Um, yeah, about 2 years ago, I went to a Russian Orthodox Christmas service, a Divine Liturgy, and that was my first truly Orthodox experience, and it blew me away completely out of the water. It was so unlike anything I've ever experienced. So that's extremely important. And the reason I'm saying all that is because especially during these times, it's scary. It's it's utterly terrifying not being in a degree of sharpness right now because you're stuck with what you have right now. And I understand you can't always help that. I can't help that today. I'm sick, and it's my birthday actually. Today's my birthday. I'm 21, so I don't know why I just did that. That's crossing your fingers is pagan. We don't do that around here. We don't believe in knocking on wood and crossing your fingers. We don't believe in luck. We believe in God. I don't know why I did that. We oh man, what was I saying? It's my 21st. And I'm sick today, so that kind of sucks. But tried to make this video like 4 or 5 times at this point, and I couldn't find a way to do it. So I figured going off of script would be a good idea, but that didn't make it sound natural at all. So I figured I would just turn on the camera and just go. Um, I really think what this whole Charlie Kirk thing though, what it symbolizes is a true change in the right wing as a whole. The right wing is it's a completely different notion than what it used to be. Um, I started off as a Daily Wire conservative back in 2020 when things got really bad, and I started questioning everything. Started watching Matt Walsh every day, and I switched over to Michael Knowles, and um, I stopped watching anything political for a bit because of how depressed I got at some point. And when I found the legs of my faith again in Eastern Orthodoxy, I got back into it, and I kind of found the Daily Wire to be very useless. You know, what use is it reminding people how unfair it is that they've shot you, or reminding people how untrue transvesticism is if these people are mentally insane and also demonically possessed? What's the point, you know? And I really just that's all Matt Walsh is like doing. He's just this sort of like it's a complainy sort of conservatism where it's like, oh well, if the shoe were on the other foot, Buster Bucko, then things wouldn't be so nice. And it's like, well, yeah, but you will do nothing. You understand? Like nothing will be done. You will continue to be on your little show. You'll keep making little videos about how wrong it is. You're not going to stand for truth in the real world. You're going to make pieces, and it's like content farming is really what it is. It's like you find the a terrible event that has happened and you just begin farming it. I'm not saying they're doing that with Charlie's death. Obviously, Charlie's death was a great personal issue for them because he was a friend um, of many people at the Daily Wire. But that's of course a different situation. I'm more so talking about how it's like I'm against the sort of center right conservatism that says we need to support Israel, we need to start funding these wars in the Middle East, we need to keep giving money to Ukraine, or that we have to accept gay people into the movement. Like, what is that about? I'm not making this video about like criticizing Charlie Kirk, but I did want to mention this very quickly. Charlie Kirk said in many interviews and did many Turning Point USA events with gay people and said they can be conservative too, they can be in the movement. And when actual, far right young men went up and said no, they have no place in the movement, he basically said exactly what a leftist would say. He would say you're a bigot. And I think it's ridiculous that you wouldn't allow them in just because they're gay. Um, well, I think it's ridiculous that you would let them in uh, as gay people. That's crazy, man. gay people live in a contrarian reality to the rest of us, and you know, they they don't have any sort of place in a movement that stands for truth. Um, but it's the same sort of thing. It's that center right weakness. So I would describe myself as far right. I would describe myself as somebody who's homophobic, as what some leftists would call racist. That's just recognizing culture for what it is, and wanting very dearly to preserve those cultures out of a love for them, not a hatred for them. So it's not racism, but I'm not like a supremacist in any way, but I do believe that America is the greatest country to ever exist, and I think that this is your home. You should defend it. You should die for it. And I think Charlie did just that. I think at the end of the day, it's like you can say what you want about him, but I think he did. I think he did stand for what he believed, and I think he died a true American hero. I think he died a Christian martyr. So that's sort of what I'm saying. It's like um, they will not hesitate to kill you as well, though. What I want to do here with this YouTube channel and with my Instagram and with my online presence in general is to do two things. One, I want to authentically document a transformation. I want to become stronger, not just in the gym. I don't want to just build a physique. I want my mindset to get stronger. I want to get started with some sort of tactical training. I just bought these yesterday, by the way. I bought these kickboxing gloves because I'm gonna start getting into kickboxing, and then I got these hand rolls as well for like Muay Thai or something like that. I don't know how to wrap them yet, but I will figure it out. I have them, so I might as well. But that's sort of what you need to do. My second goal, of course, is to teach others to do the same thing. So um, as soon as I'm over this sickness, man, I'm not gonna let a setback like this happen. But I did feel like we probably needed a bit of a break, uh, especially considering everything that has happened and how ridiculous it all is and how heartbreaking it all is. But so starting tomorrow, starting today, really, with this video that's coming out. I want to start putting something out there pretty much every week with my Instagram every single day. I want to switch away from a consumer mindset and into a producing mindset. I want to build some sort of business, a community with you guys, and I want to stop neglecting this channel because it's a gem, and it's been a gem of mine that I've built since 2020 when I first uploaded my first video, and I've loved it ever since. I love filmography, I love photography, and I love the process of making YouTube videos. And not only is it a lot of fun, but even before I made the deliberate effort to make some sort of transformation, and I hope you guys have also seen it, there has been a sort of transformation on my channel um, since day one. But this isn't all I have to offer as well. And there's comfort to take in this fact as well. There's not really an excuse anymore because I have that. I have my faith. You know what I mean? I have the Eastern Orthodox Church. I have everything I need basically. I have the foundation to begin something like this, and there's not really an excuse anymore. So um, that's about it. 15 minutes. That's way shorter than what I was gonna do on my last one, but hopefully that's just a concise way to say everything that I wanted to. Last thing I'm gonna say is you need to get some of these people fired. Frankly, I'm not one to call for repercussions for things that people say, but if you're the type of person to go on social media and say that you have, no sympathy for Charlie Kirk, and not only just a lack of sympathy, but you also have very negative feelings towards him, and you don't care about his daughter, you don't care about his wife, you don't care about these things. And if you're, especially if you're the same type of person to be like, George Floyd, it's like that guy was a criminal and a dirtbag, okay, who beat a pregnant woman, and then died of a fentanyl overdose. Okay, if you're gonna burn down cities over somebody like that, but you won't even shed a single tear for somebody as innocent as Charlie Kirk. Just give me a break, man. So get these people fired. They have jobs. You can call people. You can make sure that they are dealt with, I would say. And you're very lucky that this movement, this conservative movement, is not one that wants to actually retaliate with violence. Because again, if we did, which we shouldn't, because that's not Christian, if we did retaliate with violence, we would win pretty much immediately. All right, so you're it doesn't take all of us, as well, as another thing I'll say. It doesn't take every single one of us being outraged about this to make a difference. Just the few that are outraged about this have gotten over 500 people's jobs fired. Okay, um, so really watch what you say, um, especially on the internet, but especially in real life too, because these are very tense times. You need to protect yourself. You need to take care of yourself better. Pray for the repose of Charlie Kirk's soul. Pray to the Mother of God, especially if you're an Orthodox Christian. And to the Catholics as well. I fully support you praying the Rosary for Charlie Kirk, especially. I think what we also probably need right now is some unity across the denominations. I've seen that over the last week, and it's a beautiful thing. It really is. And I hope it continues, because that means we can have conversations and we can actually get a chance to really look at each other and understand each other. And I think that is what will unify us. I hope Charlie Kirk's death does unify us, and I hope it wasn't for nothing as well. And I hope that I can do right by him by starting my own movement and encouraging others to do so, because that's what he did. He started movements. He started it, Turning Point USA, from nothing, and was a towering, amazing figure when it came to debating people. So then that starts with you, is the thing. You need to take care of yourself. You need to create a gauntlet in which you're good, you're locked in, you're in the trenches, and you're getting your spirit right. But anyway, that's all I had for today. I will hopefully see you guys next week. God bless.